Yo, what's up? It's your boy One Arm. Today on Bench, we bring you my Week 14 power rankings for the NFL. Up first, at 32, we have the New York Jets. Ooh, man. They almost messed up my whole plan by almost beating the Raiders. If it wasn't for that Henry Ruggs deep bomb touchdown at the end of the game, we might be singing a different tune over here at the Jets. And they almost cost themselves the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes. But at 32, we still have the Jets. Up next, at 31, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals are in a lot of trouble. They need a lot of help. I don't think they've scored a touchdown since Burrow's went down. And yeah, that offensive line is atrocious. I watched the game. I purposely watched the game this weekend because I wanted to see how bad that offensive line was, and it's very bad. It is a very bad offensive line, and they need to fix that in the offseason. They really do. But at 31, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. At 30, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, story with the Jags is Gardner Minshew isn't happy that he still is on the bench. He's voicing his opinion. He wants to come back and start. But, I mean, the guy they have over there now is giving them the best opportunity to win. And, I mean, they've taken the last few weeks, they've gone the distance, losing in overtime, losing on a 2-point conversion. So I don't know if Gardner's going to get his spot back. But at 30, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Up next, at 29, we have my Dallas Cowboys. Now, the last time we saw the Cowboys play, they played Thanksgiving Day against Washington. It was a close game up until, I don't know, the second quarter. And everything just went downhill from there. A bunch of injuries. But we haven't played in about 2 weeks. For some reason, they keep postponing the Ravens games, which is terrible, I guess. But, we play the Ravens tomorrow. They're getting Lamar Jackson back, so I don't see us winning that. And yeah, my Cowboys at 29. Up next at 28, we have the hapless Eagles. I'm counting the days until Jalen gets put in. I'm telling you, I don't see Wentz being the quarterback for that team much longer, which could help another team. But I don't know if any team wants to trade for Wentz, but right now, at 28, we have the Eagles. At 27, now, I've had high hopes for this team all year, and it's just, I think the magic is running out on my boy. And so at 27, we have the Chargers. Justin Herbert has struggled in the past few weeks, especially this last week. I think he had just as many incompletions. I think he had like 29 incompletions and like 28 completions for 200 something yards and I want to say 2 interceptions, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, he's definitely struggling right now. That defense is not helping him out. The coaching is definitely not helping him. But yeah, we have at 27 the LA Chargers. Up next, at 26, we have the Denver Broncos. Now, the Denver Broncos put on one hell of a game, and I really thought they were going to win it against the Chiefs, but they didn't. They played great. They played a pretty good game. They kept themselves in long enough to try to win at the end, but the Chiefs just outlasted them. So at 26, we have the Denver Broncos. Now, at 25, we have the Chicago Bears. The Bears, I just don't know what to say about the Bears. They need a quarterback, and they need one bad. They are struggling, and it's showing. Trubisky's not the answer. I think Foles played well the first couple of games, but he kind of floundered, fizzled out. But so yeah, we have the Bears at 25. And up next, we have the Detroit Lions. Now, Lions. Win last week. and they lose this, and I just don't know what to say. It was funny because I have a bunch of friends that are Lions fans, and man, it was like they had won the Super Bowl last week, and then this week they're back to being the worst team in the NFL. They hate them, all of them. Ugh. But I mean, what can you do? You know, the season's pretty much chalked for you guys, and they have a little bit of work to do in the offseason. I think they'll right the ship, though. But we have the Lions at 24. Up next, we have the Houston Texans at 23. Texans are interesting because they would be a very good team if they had playmakers. If they had a receiver, Hopkins was still there, they'd probably be winning a bunch of these games. They had a running back that was relatively good at running. They'd probably be winning some of these games. If they had an offensive line that could kind of block a bit, they'd probably be winning more of these games. But they don't. And at 23, I have the Houston Texans. Up next at 22, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons played a pretty good game against the Saints. They ended up losing, but I think they're heading in the right direction now. A little too late, but I think with what's happening at the end of this season, I think they'll be pretty much right on track for next season. They just need a few more pieces that they can acquire in the offseason, and I think they'll be back up in there in, playoff contention. But that's the Falcons at 22. Up next, we have at 21 the Carolina Panthers. What can I say about the Panthers? They're kind of on and off, right? They look good one week, then they just look atrocious the next week, right? But I mean, it's hard when your team is missing your superstar, and the defense is kind of coming into its own. They got some new players on there, but I don't know if Teddy Bridgewater is their answer. So we could see them trying to make a play for maybe a quarterback in free agency this year to try and help that offense become more productive and high powered. But yeah, so we have the Panthers at 21. Ding, 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 ding. At 20. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy me saying this. But we have the Washington football team at 20, right? I think I had them at like 27 last week. But they're at 20 now. I think they're tied for first in the NFC East, which isn't saying much, but you know if you know. How about the football team? But yeah, we have Washington at 20. And up next, I just finished watching the game a little bit, earlier. And I think the Niners, they're definitely hurting on defense. They're missing their superstars on defense. Do I see Jimmy G being their quarterback next year? I don't know. That's a big price tag for someone who's not very productive. I think they could get a better option. But yeah, we have the Niners at 19. Up next, at 18, we have one of the other duo from the upset this weekend, and that is the New York Giants. At 18, we have the Giants. They beat Seattle this weekend and made it look really easy. I think the Giants are on quite a bit of win. They're on a pretty good win streak. I don't know exactly what the number is, but let's see. They're on a 4-game win streak. So they got Arizona this coming weekend. So I think they could easily win against Arizona, as bad as Arizona's been playing. Then they got Cleveland, Baltimore, and then Dallas to finish off the rest of the season. But yeah, man, I don't think the NFC East is the division the NFL forgot anymore. I mean, shoot, we had 2 upsets by really bad teams against pretty good teams. So yeah, we have the Giants at 18. Up next at 17, we have the Patriots. I don't even want to discuss what I saw from that game. I don't even know what I saw from watching that game. The Patriots just dominated Chargers. I think I stopped watching when they got the punt block for a touchdown. And yeah, it was terrible to watch the Chargers get dismantled like that. But seeing that the Patriots kind of resembling the Patriots, kind of was interesting to watch. But yeah, we have the Patriots at 17. At 16, we have the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the Cardinals. They've kind of started to slide downhill a little bit. They're losing games that they shouldn't be losing. And they're 6-6 right now. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They have the Giants, Philly, San Fran, and the Rams. At this rate, I don't see them winning too many more of those games. Definitely against Philly, they could win. San Fran might beat them. The Rams will beat them, and the Giants might have a chance. But who knows? Any given Sunday. And as of right now, I have the Cardinals at 16. At 15, we have the Minnesota Vikings. Oh man, the Vikings. The Vikings are interesting because they have playmakers on that team. They have guys that can score. Cook can I think Cook can score from anywhere on the field if he has the opportunity. They're 6-6. They're definitely not going to win the division, but they do have Chicago or Tampa Bay next, Chicago, New Orleans, and Detroit. They could easily win 3 of those 4, maybe 4 of the 4, depending on if New Orleans sits any players. But yeah, we have the Vikings at 15. Up next, we have the Raiders. And yeah, I could tell you right now I was going to be super upset if the Raiders ended up losing that game, because it would have really messed up my power rankings here, because I love putting the Jets at 32. I don't know why. It's just fun. But we have the Raiders come from behind, miracle throw. I don't want to say a miracle throw, but it was throw up, and Ruggs caught it, just outran the other dude and scored, won the game. So yeah, Raiders at 14. Up next, we have the other team that's playing tomorrow night. And yeah, it's the Ravens. They are getting Lamar Jackson back. The thing I'm worried about is, will he be game shape, game ready from coming back? I don't know how severe, how sick he was, how severe it was. I know you could see when Cam came back after he had tested positive, he was a little sluggish. He didn't look like he was being. He looked like he was winded a lot. He didn't look like he was able to throw any passes. So we'll see. Lamar Jackson's coming back tomorrow. And yeah, I predict that they're going to beat the Cowboys, but who knows? It depends on whether or not Lamar Jackson is feeling 100%. Up next at 12, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What can I say about the Bucs? They were on a bye week this week, and I think they really needed it. I think they needed this bye week, and it came at the right time. They had some close games, and then they had some blowouts, and you could see a little bit of turmoil starting to brew up over there in Tampa. So hopefully this bye week sets them straight, gets them, gets that fire back under them. But yeah, at 12 we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Up next at 11 we have the Miami Dolphins. What can I say about the Dolphins? They win. And the defense seems to be carrying them into victories. So let's see how long that defense can stay going. They're getting their running back back. I can't remember his name. But he should be back this next week. So that's just another weapon that they could be using. So kind of going to be interested in watching the Dolphins play this weekend. But yes, at 11, we have the Miami Dolphins. Now for the top 10, at 10, we have the Seattle Seahawks, who ended up losing badly to the New York Giants. It just, I don't know, it just looked like they weren't on the same page. And I don't want to say they lost badly, but I mean, it's a pretty bad loss when you lose to a team that's not very good, that they, have trouble winning games. And they only put up 12 points. One of the most high-powered offenses in football right now only put up 12 points. So, I don't know. Hopefully the Seahawks can figure out what went wrong and right the ship. But, yeah, on to the next week. We have the Seahawks at 10. Up next, at 9, we have the Cleveland Browns. Man, this team is going crazy. I think this is the first time in 20-something years that they've been 9-3. They're winning games. They're looking good. They're using their really good running back. And, yeah, I don't want to say it, but maybe having OBJ not on the field, I hope he gets better. I do. But maybe having him not on the field as a distraction is really helping this team out. I'm a firm believer that distractions and problems on field and off the field are key, right? They help you not win games. So I don't know. Hopefully OBJ isn't like I said, it's no shot at OBJ, but they've really come into their own these last few weeks. So yeah, we have the Browns at 9. Up next at 8, we have Indy. This team is hard because they have a really good defense and they can score. They can put points on the board. I don't know if I can keep blaming Phillip Rivers for some of these losses, but he seems to be taking care of the ball pretty well in their wins. So yeah, we have Indy at 8. At 7, we have the Tennessee Titans, and the Titans lost this weekend, and it was to Cleveland. And I remember at one point in the game, they were losing by a lot. The Titans did end up coming back to kind of make it into a game, but, Cleveland did beat the Titans. Would I worry about it? No. I still think the Titans are pretty fine. They're pretty okay. They just got to get Derrick Henry, back up on that horse, get him back out there running the ball. He did have a fumble. He doesn't fumble very often, but he did this weekend. So they'll be perfect. They'll be fine. They'll be fine. Up next at 6, we have the LA Rams. Now, the LA Rams, they beat the Cardinals this weekend. I think they're tied in the division with the Saints right now. Or not the Saints, the Seahawks, sorry. But we'll see how it goes. Like I said, do I believe full-heartedly that the Rams are Super Bowl team? No. Do I believe that they'll win maybe a playoff game depending on who they play against? Yes. But so at 6 we have the LA Rams. At 5 we have the Bills. The Bills beat the Niners tonight. Right? Today. And yeah. Bills are looking strong. Bills are keeping on. And I'd be a little worried about them. That defense is no joke. That defense is fast. They hit hard, and they can get to the quarterback. Okay? But don't sleep on the Bills. Don't sleep on the Bills. Now, top 4. At 4, we have the Packers. Yeah, I mean, they're one of the 2 NFC teams that I could see going to the Super Bowl this year. The other one is coming up on the list. But, yeah, they just got to get some things under control. The defense needs to step up just a little bit more. And, yeah, I think they'll be pretty good in the final stretch of this NFL season. So, up next, we have my top 3. At 3, we have the New Orleans Saints. Yeah. I think the Saints are going to represent the NFC this in the Super Bowl. I said at the beginning of the year, I believe they are the best team in the NFC, and they have Philly, Kansas City, Minnesota, and Carolina next. It's going to be fun to see them play against Kansas City because I think that will be the Super Bowl matchup. Will be New Orleans against Kansas City. So it's going to be interesting to see how how the two teams match up against each other during that week. Now, up next, we have my top two. Man, I said this before that I would keep this team at 1 as long as they lost, as long as they didn't lose, right? Then they had to go and lose to the football team. They looked like they were going to win that game. They looked dominant. I think they were up 14-0. And then somehow they just let Washington stay around. And a weird, I don't know what kind of play it was or instance where Smith did something and it kind of confused the refs, and somehow they got 8 seconds back on a field goal, and I don't know. But we have the Steelers at 2 because they lost to the football team. And I'm heartbroken because I was hoping that they would go undefeated this year. They won't. They lost. So yes, we have the Steelers at number 2, which ends my power rankings with the number 1 team in the NFL, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. They did have a scary game against the Broncos this weekend, but of course, they end up winning. They find a way to win, and that's what matters. As long as you have 15 back there throwing the ball to 10, to 17, 25 running the ball, this team is pretty dang dangerous. And I predict that we will see them in the Super Bowl this year, going against the Saints. And yeah, that's my my NFL power rankings for Week 14. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, leave a thumbs up. If you guys didn't, leave a thumbs up anyways. It doesn't hurt you guys, right? It just helps out everybody. Leave your comments down below. I love seeing the comments in the chat, man. I wake up every morning and read them, and I try and answer as many as I can. But yeah, we got some stuff coming up. It's gonna be really good. We have some plans coming up for the channel. It's gonna get crazy. So yes, y'all have a wonderful evening. Y'all be safe. Y'all take it easy. I love y'all. Peace.